Cheers! Welcome to Movie Bitches, episode 279. Tonight we're reviewing Maybe I Do, but maybe I don't, to be honest. But first things first, shout out to our Patreon supporters. I think it's time. It's enough time. Well, here, watch. There you go. $5 a month gets you ad-free early access. Hopefully, the shirts won't also give you ad-free early access because we get demonetized. We'll see. $10 a month gets you access to our viewing parties. Excited because I don't know when this is coming out and when they will be coming out, but we'll be doing viewing parties for season 5 of RuPaul's Drag Race. That's it.
Just the one.
Yeah.
The regular one.
I started watching, there's a new season of Top Chef, and it's Top Chef Season 20 World All-Stars. And I'm like, this is too much. It's a mouthful.
That's too much.
Yeah. Anyway, so we'll be doing those.
Yes.
Very exciting. It'll be fun. Second thing second, make sure to subscribe, share, follow us on Instagram and Twitter and Letterboxd. Tell everybody, hey, go watch Movie Bitches. We have a podcast that we've been putting up audio-only versions of all of our episodes. We're slowly adding them all. So,
yes,
Maybe I Do. Star-studded cast.
The next in the Diane Keaton movies I am forcing Andrew to watch that are atrocious.
Atrocious. I'm really concerned about her. I feel like, Diane, we need to get you picking better movies.
Well, Book Club 2,
Yep.
I'm here for.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, if she makes 4 terrible movies a year and 1 pretty good one, I'll watch them. I don't care.
I get it. I guess
it's bad, though.
It's bad.
This movie was not good.
No, this movie infuriated me, actually. I was like, I left in a noticeably bad mood.
I warned you. I said you will not enjoy this film.
But it was worse than that because it actively took me from a decent mood into a bad one.
But now we get to complain about it.
That is true, yes. So, Diane Keaton, Richard Gere, Susan Sarandon.
They get top billing. William H Macy gets an and credit. I was confused.
Yeah, not even a with.
Rude.
Yeah.
Rude.
Huh.
I didn't know what that meant.
Although sometimes the and is good.
I don't know.
Well,
usually the and means you're gonna die.
Oh, sure.
But they didn't pull that out.
And Luke Bracey.
Yes.
Who is in another movie that we're gonna review. Just chock-a-block. It's a busy year for him.
Yeah.
I can't remember what we liked him from.
We didn't.
We didn't.
But he was in
Best of Me?
Yes.
Okay.
And
but we didn't like him. No.
I mean,
he's fine. He's fine.
We didn't dislike him.
Right. But he's not like
he's no. His name will come to me. Oh no, I haven't thought about him in a little minute. Oh no, and I keep going Robbie Amell. It's not Robbie Amell.
But also we liked Robbie Amell better too.
Oh yeah, Robbie Amell's great.
Yeah.
It'll come to me in the middle of this review.
Yeah, great.
But anyway, no, because he's handsome, but not overly exciting one way or the other.
No, he's not a particularly. Oh, I forgot about Emma.
I'll
Roberts.
I'll wait.
I really dislike her. I'm sorry. I just don't think she's a good actress.
This movie solidified it.
Yeah.
I cannot be endeared to her.
No.
Unfortunately, I guess for her. I don't know. Can't stand her. Think she's bad. I don't.
I'm sorry. I'm sure she's a lovely person.
I don't know.
Or not. I don't know.
But
as an actress, I don't care to watch her.
I find her uncompelling.
Yes.
Is that a word?
Yeah.
Okay.
Has she been in a movie with other handsome Nepo baby who was in a Nicholas Sparks movie that we watched? I want to say he's like Harrison Ford. He played young Harrison Ford. No, that was someone else. Eastwood. Scott Eastwood.
No, but he was in that other Nicholas Sparks movie.
Right.
The Longest Ride.
Right. But I feel like the two of them in a movie together would be like absolute garbage, but it'd be the culmination
pure
of
trash.
Like
it would be because they're both not very good.
No.
So it would be not very good.
Yeah.
But I would probably watch it.
Yeah.
Anyway, maybe I do.
Okay. Spoiler alert. I would say do not watch this movie.
Absolutely do not watch this movie. But I found a few things to be interesting to talk about.
Okay, great.
Okay, so the whole movie it's trying to be smart.
Yep.
Trying to be a little tricky.
Yep.
We start the movie and, well, I didn't know what this was. We start the movie and there's voiceover.
Yeah.
By
William H. Macy. Yeah. I think.
It shows up one other time. I think it was still him, but at some point I thought it was Luke Bracey.
Marriage. Yeah, I've been a happily married man for a long time. Mostly.
Or Richard Gere. I wasn't sure. We never know.
Right. Marriage is one of those things, and what it's like,
but he's
old people talking
over a terribly done in post black and white image of a man on a bench crying.
Yes.
And I'm going, well, that's not Richard Gere. That's someone else, and that's not William H Macy. What's happening?
It was the Scandinavian movie that they were watching.
And then it pans out to the most well-lit movie theater I've ever seen in my life.
Sure. It's a movie.
You know what people like at the movies? Spotlights on their face while they watch the movie.
Well, it was black and white, so it was very bright. The screen was really giving them a fill light.
I'll give it to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we start, and he's crying at the movies, seeing a sad Swedish black and white movie.
And he's tearing red vines into his popcorn.
And dumping candy.
And then dumping M&Ms, peanut butter M&Ms into his popcorn.
I thought maybe...
I was like, what
not really the Twizzlers.
No.
But like maybe the peanut M&Ms.
I liked his idea. He said to Diane Keaton when they're sitting there or whatever, and he goes, wherever you go, there's a surprise. And I was like, you know what? I kind of like that. You're just going to stick your hand in it's popcorn. It's like trail mix, right?
Trail mix,
it's like,
but popcorn forward.
And movie theater trail mix, right?
So I was like,
okay,
I'm terribly upset about this.
Make my own version, but yes, I'm into that.
Yeah. And so anyway, Diane Keaton, in a fabulous white puffer and turtleneck, goes over to him and says, "You seem sad." She's like, "Are you okay? You seem distressed." And he goes, "I'm at the movies alone. I am distressed."
You at the movies by yourself?
Yes.
You're not distressed?
Oh, no, I'm real distressed.
I don't get that.
And I don't get that because I love going to the movies by myself.
Yeah, why not?
But it just, the interaction made me laugh.
Sure, yeah.
She was like, I guess you're right. I'm distressed too.
Yeah.
So then they have a whole conversation. Then we cut to Richard Gere and Susan Sarandon in a hotel room.
Right. And it makes it seem like they're married. They're having an existential crisis conversation.
To think they're married.
Yeah. There's some fancy hotel. She's like, we're here. Why aren't you going to fuck me with this fancy hotel?
She's like, fuck me with my still really fabulous cleavage.
Yeah.
Really.
And the silk robe.
She's really got the tatas.
Yeah.
The wig.
It was almost Mother's Day, like Julie
Roberts.
Like,
I kept being like, oh no. And the different lighting, it looked like it was made of crayons. It was wiggy. Wiggy. And I was excited for her to take it off at some point. Or for William H. Macy to rip it off her head.
Oh,
maybe.
That would have been dramatic.
I wanted it to get like more...
French?
Yes. Yes, very that. But yes, it turns out William H. Macy and Susan Sarandon are married.
Yep.
And Richard Gere and Diane Keaton are married. And they are both pseudo having affairs or actually having affairs with the other person.
Happenstantially. And it turns out...
Also, yes.
The third storyline is that...
and they're all these disconnected scenes.
Yeah, right. It's like very Love Actually or whatever, right? Where it's like, okay, ooh, we're seeing this person, we're seeing this character. Yes. Oh, she's kind of cheating. Oh, she meets this guy. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now... Luke Bracey and Emma Roberts are, I always want to say Watson.
Emma Watson would have been better in this.
Sure.
Maybe.
Are
at a wedding
and some guy, the groom is like, oh, she's going to throw the bouquet to your girlfriend who is going to get married. She wants to get married and she wants to have kids at the same time as my wife so that they can be best friends together and whatever. And then he freaks out.
The best priority.
A reason
motivation
to whatever.
But okay, sure. He leaps across the room
to catch the bouquet.
Dives
instead of her.
Intercepts as if it's a football.
Yeah.
Intercepts the bouquet, slides under a table, and then acts as if no one saw.
Or something. But I'm also like,
he was sort of like, "Oh, did you notice that? I just got nervous and caught it." No, you tackled, you flew across the room, and a stunt person was hired to. This is absurd.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah,
and I was just like, okay. I mean, I guess to me, then the obvious response to your now angry girlfriend is, well, I wanted to make sure that you got it, honey.
Yeah, right. I thought because he kind of like peeks it out from under the tablecloth, I thought he was going to be like, here it is.
Here it is.
It's yours.
And you know what? Here's a ring. No. That wasn't it at all. Then she goes off like, it was a lot, and she's like, I hate you. You can't touch me anymore. I don't like, you guys, this relationship is already doomed.
And me and my best friend in the white dress could keep thinking our beautiful thoughts about our children growing up and being best friends. Our kids. Who we're never gonna have now because I'm not gonna let you touch me anymore.
None of this is okay.
No,
the fact that she wants to get married and have kids, and the fact that you seem to not believe in the institution of marriage is something that the two of you should be talking about and should have already talked
probably
about.
already talked about before you moved in.
So that was the red flag. Anyway, then it turns out they're gonna go cry to their parents, who happen to be...
Oh, wait. I mean, you know where it's going. It's
yeah,
obvious.
Yeah.
I did love that. So Richard Gere is like, I don't want to fuck you anymore because I never really liked you. I was just having my own ennui and
Right, and somehow you turned a one-night stand into 4 months.
Into 4 months. But I love that she was like,
I'm gonna figure out how to kill you and get away with it.
Really?
Yeah, really, because, well, I've never done anything like that, and I'm smart, and I think I could get away with it.
if you leave right now and don't give me the drama of a proper breakup, I will find you and kill you. And I was like, yes? Like, what's this movie now?
Well, right,
like,
who is
William H Macy and Susan Sarandon had so much pent-up anger that was just, that wasn't the point of the movie at all, but there was like just this like, they were in a David Mamet movie where he would just be like, well, I fucking hate you, you bitch.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, oh, that was what?
How about you get your ass in the kitchen and make a pot of coffee, or I pick you up and throw you right the fuck out the window.
Oh, my.
Go to the fucking kitchen and
make
make
a
some
goddamn
coffee, or
coffee.
I will kill you.
I was like,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
This
And
is
then
a
her
different
reaction.
movie.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
fine.
Fine, whatever. And then, like, opposite end of the spectrum, we got Diane Keaton watching, like, Pastor Dave on the, and being like, yay to God, yay to God. It was just, like, so weird and out of place.
Freeze! Enough! Woo! Yes, I mean you!
Oh.
Also, did she entirely lose her wedding ring? Because they
Thank
never...
you! Thank you!
I was like, you're not getting it
my
back from
God.
this sketchy motel.
I was like,
It
you
is
definitely
gone.
stole it. It's
Yes,
gone.
It's
and
gone.
she's not concerned. So she goes to William H. Macy to a seedy hotel. A seedy hotel. The whole thing looked like a weird sitcom. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like a seedy hotel with hooker outside the door. And it was just like, this is embarrassing.
Yeah.
And so then they go to the hotel room and she's like, well, I can't do this if there's a Bible in the room.
Or a ring on my finger.
Or a ring on my finger. So she takes the ring off and puts it into a drawer in the hotel room and then takes the Bible
but
outside.
then
But the second she took that off, I was like, so
it's gone.
you've lost that then.
Yeah.
It was the same thing with the fanny pack in 80 for Brady. I was like, oh,
Yep.
yeah, oh my God.
No,
oh my God.
and that ring is gonna be gone.
It's never addressed.
No.
She's like, oh yeah, it's getting,
It's in.
it's getting size.
Yeah, because my fat fingers, that was so stupid.
That whole scene was dumb.
Awful.
And he's not wearing his ring
And she's
either.
like, where's yours? Go get it. And then he does, and it was in the drawer. And I was like,
hated
why?
it.
What?
It went on for so long.
Oh, so long.
Every day, I see that when I put on my underwear. And the symbolism of that is I am married and I am covering up my situation.
I want to see the ring.
Oh, but so basically, the whole movie is based on a play that's all about.
Right.
This is what really annoyed me.
Oh, right. So, wait, we said that they're their kids, right?
Yes.
No, we didn't.
We didn't quite. We said you said you can see where
you
this
know where
is
it's
going.
going. So Emma Roberts is Richard Gere and Diane Keaton's daughter.
Yep.
Luke Bracey, Susan Sarandon, William H Macy's son. And hijinks ensue. It's written like a farce.
I mean, that's like a French farce. Like.
But the timing is, I mean, it needs to be more French. They definitely need more French in this. The timing was like they were pausing for laughs.
Right.
It was.
Well, maybe because it was
It
based
was
on a play.
staged like a play.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, ba, ba, ba.
Yeah. You know what this is? This is, what you call this, a little free-floating anxiety. More.
Way more.
Right.
And now the next line, it was very strange.
Yeah.
The pacing.
Yeah.
That's why I said it was interesting because I understood fundamentally what it was attempting. It was attempting a sort of dramatic, funny farce about, you know, the sliding doors, opening doors and closing doors of, oh no, and I'm having an affair with boopity,
Well,
but none of it landed at all.
At all.
Getting on, getting off, getting the sardines on, getting the sardines off. That's farce. That's the theater. That's life.
But I think more fundamentally, it was really trying to pontificate about relationships.
Sure.
But specifically,
Not letting your marriage die?
well, not letting your marriage die, but also for me, it was specifically about like heteronormative relationships.
Sure.
And that's where I just was really getting, it was so tedious, where it's like, you know, Diane Keaton is afraid to do anything, and they don't talk to each other, and they don't have any sort of real couple relationship. And I thought it was kind of interesting where she was like, well, does she cook for you? And he's like, we cook together, Mom. And she's like, well, does she clean for you? And she's like, we do all of that stuff together, Mom. And it was like much more modern.
Yeah, yeah.
And yet there wasn't really any sort of conversation about like how that's different from their parents. Or how they were becoming their parents, or what we learned. It was like, remember that not very good movie, Adult Children of Divorce?
I did not see it, but I recall.
It was
when it
better
came out.
than this.
Sure.
But it wasn't great.
Yeah.
But it was kind of a similar vibe, right? Of like, oh, the trauma that our parents, either non-divorce relationships where they probably should, like,
Right. Staying
William
together
H Macy
versus...
and Susan Sarandon definitely should have been divorced a long time ago.
I did like that. He was in the room that whole time behind the centerpiece. Have you been here the whole time, Dad?
And I bet she cleans the apartment.
We do these things together, Mom. Are you kidding me?
They do things together as a couple. Why doesn't that seem correct to you?
Yep, the last 20 years or whatever the fuck. I don't know, there were moments where I was like, in theory, this is funny.
Right.
It's just a mess.
Yeah,
like,
it was a mess.
Well, and okay, so it's written and directed by Michael Jacobs, who wrote the play.
Right.
This is his only directing credit, other than a few episodes of My Two Dads.
Oh.
Which was a TV show
Yeah.
from, okay. So he's credited for creating Charles in Charge. You never watched Charles in Charge?
No, I've never heard of that in my entire life.
It gets better. Dinosaurs.
Oh, like the TV show that I watched?
Meet the Torkelsons. Did you ever watch that? Remember that show?
Vaguely.
The redheaded lady from Oklahoma, and she had like 7 kids, and I don't know why, but that was one that I really watched.
I don't think I watched it, but I remember the name.
Torkelsons?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was a Disney thing too.
Yeah.
Boy Meets World.
What?
And Girl Meets World.
You know what?
Does that make sense?
I think a little bit.
So he's a TV guy.
Yeah.
That decided to direct
I want to write a
movie.
play about relationships.
I mean, maybe he's
and
done
getting
other
older.
plays. I don't know. But that made a lot of sense. Suddenly I was like, oh, that's why this seems like a play or like a TV show.
Right, like a sitcom
the pacing is weird. It's scene by scene,
right,
which is very TV.
Yeah, that's very TV.
Particularly
like
90s
commercial
TV.
break, exactly. Yeah,
like it felt very oh ho ho ho. You thought they were married. They're having an affair.
Yeah.
Commercial break.
Yeah, exactly.
The only thing I'm sure of is that I could be asking these same questions at home with my wife.
Huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just also felt, I don't know, it just felt so old.
I mean, it was.
Right.
Technically, we are very much not the target audience for this.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I literally only watched it because Diane Keaton was in it, and then added bonus
all of
William
the
H
cast.
Macy,
Yeah.
Susan Sarandon, and Richard Gere there.
Right.
I did think William H Macy was giving the most. I was the most interested in what was happening with him. That's all I can say. Like he was in a David Mamet movie with Nancy Meyers lighting.
Love is just a word we've attached to describe a feeling we won't really understand until we're old enough to look back on it.
Like, and I was like, okay.
The kitchens were good.
Yeah, the kitchens were good. Although I hated Susan Sarandon's house.
Actually, yes, I agree.
But she was an interior designer.
I know, that was so funny when she comes in. Just like, oh, this is what ours would have looked like if we were going for quaint and charm or whatever. It was stupid. She was doing so much.
She was doing so much.
And that fucking fur shrug or whatever. I was like, what is that?
It's like, take it off. Why aren't you taking it off? Why aren't you oh, you have to show off your cleavage at the right moment.
Yes, you're right. We're not the target audience for this. But did you watch I Love You, Leo Grande?
No.
Okay.
But much better, I'm sure.
So much. Like, I mean, literally.
Actually good.
Right. Really good. Fabulous Kunt, right? You have a great actress of an older age based on a play and about like relationships, whatever. Mm-hmm. But it was so much better written and smarter and more
This felt like
helpful.
Michael Jacobs was working through
his rocky divorce. Yes.
Like that clearly he had gone through some traumatic
divorce. Oh, he doesn't love his wife anymore.
Yeah,
and they've been living.
Or she was cheating on him.
Right.
Something happened to Michael Jacobs.
Yeah.
And
he needed to write it
out.
He
wrote a play about it.
Yeah.
But this kind of reminded me in a similar way of Wild Mountain Thyme, where it's based on a play and you can see what it was and
Right.
why it may have worked better on
a stage.
and then it just did not get the proper care to translate.
Agreed, although I would have hated watching this in a theater as well. I would have left it intermission, I'm not gonna lie.
That's fine. I have walked out of a play before.
It's very rare,
It's
but
rare, but I have done it.
yeah, I
Where
did
was like,
it.
is it worth the traffic? Now, okay, if we recast this film,
Okay, this one that we're talking about
maybe
now.
I do.
Yeah,
Emma Roberts is no longer involved in this picture.
great.
Dan Levy
Uh-huh.
and Luke Bracey. Does that change the whole thing, and are we into it?
No.
If they kind of rewrote a couple things. No? Okay.
I would be more interested in their conversation then of like, do we want to get married? Like, this
Right.
was an institution that was created that
That's
was
what I'm saying.
preventing us like from
I
being
think
able to even have it. Why do we
There's
care?
More, like the fact that Emma Roberts and him were having all these kind of, to me, boring conversations about should we get married or not. I was like, I don't care about this at all.
Well,
and also, you both seem way too old.
Well, right. They did seem
For
too
this.
old. They
For
did
this
seem too
behavior.
old. Yes.
Oh, I'm still in my childhood bedroom.
Right. You're
What? You're
30.
Plus.
I feel like this behavior is a little...
Like, this is more Callista Flockhart in Birdcage. I'm only 18.
Yep.
What, are you ready to get married?
Right.
This was like, I don't know, it just felt like dated.
Not
The
sure that
whole
I know,
movie is like them discuss, like, how do we not become our parents? How do we not become our
But they don't
parents?
say that.
But that's what they're talking around.
I know, but that's part of the problem.
And I was like, spoiler alert, you guys already became your parents.
Yeah.
So you already lost the game.
Yeah, you're looking at the future, and I guess maybe...
You're living in the future, and the future's now, and you are your parents.
And maybe that's why he didn't want to get married, because his parents were definitely worse.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, it's not that bad. My parents love each other, without realizing that actually they...
Didn't. Like, the ending should have been her, like, because she never finds out that her dad was cheating.
No.
And
then her mom almost did.
And then her mom almost did, and that they're actually very deeply unhappy, and maybe they're going to work on it.
Maybe, but they didn't really talk about that.
No, but like, I'm saying, do your parents need to tell you all their business? No. But if she has this idealized version of their marriage, and that's what she's basing all this on,
right?
Isn't it worth it to tell her,
yeah,
hey, you have to actually work on this.
Right.
Or whatever.
Well, that's, I guess...
So it should have ended with her being like, what? You guys are actually unhappy, and him being like, what? You guys are getting divorced? Oh, thank God.
Oh, thank God.
Right. Maybe that's for the best.
Maybe that's for the best. And then maybe they go, I don't know, fuck off. And
the fact that they weren't divorced when that wedding of 12 people in the audience.
And the fuggliest wedding cake I had ever seen. With the Smurf on top that had one moment where he went boop.
I don't know.
Because she's that old. She was watching the Smurfs. Like, I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah. But I guess that was what was really annoying to me about all of it. There was like the whole thing is just pontificating. It's all conversations about relationships and about marriage, and yet none of it is really insightful or deep or like introspective.
No. And it would have been something if it was like, oh, we met everyone independently of their spouse.
Yep.
Or their family.
Yep.
And then you kind of get to know them and then understand them better once you realize who their parents are or who their kids are or how they affected or the generations, but you don't.
No. And honestly, I don't think any of these characters knew who they were.
Oh, no. It would have been one thing if Richard Gere was like, oh, Diane Keaton's all religious, so like I can't, I need some Susan Sarandon cleavage in my life.
Right, I need someone who knows what porn is or
spice,
whatever. Sure.
Give me some spice, but like I feel really guilty because I'm also maybe religious. Like there was no reasoning, and his speeches were like you'd get lost in the middle. Like I'd be like, okay, I know it. Oh no, I've lost you.
We meet the love of our life, but then time goes by. How long do we give each other until we turn into the people we always hoped we would be?
Okay, I guess the point is coming to... Oh, that wasn't the point. Oh.
Maybe we do wake up one day, still lying next to each other, and we finally understand the promise we made, that we would give each other the best rest of our lives. But it's not our world anymore, is it? It's their world now.
I do have a rant.
Okay.
A costume rant.
Okay, great.
Okay, so Emma Roberts and Luke Bracey are in... Where is this supposed to take place?
I have no idea.
LA?
Maybe.
They're in houses. Like they're in...
That's true.
Like suburb houses.
Suburban houses. I have no idea. It didn't really matter.
Okay, well, anyway, they're in an apartment they can't afford.
Oh, sure.
Also, I don't know what they do.
The neighbor that could hear them through the wall was
But
weird.
all this, like, exposed brick, and
Sure.
it was, like, this huge apartment.
Yeah, we have no idea what they do.
It was TV show apartment, by the way. It
yes,
was,
it
like,
was.
fully... But, yeah, what do they do?
No clue.
What are their jobs?
Any of them.
Wait.
Any of them.
What are any of their jobs? We don't know.
That's
No, literally, we don't know.
That's what I'm telling you. None of these characters have
We don't know. I just
any
realized
sort of,
this.
like, backstory. None of them were real people. Like, it was just this,
They were
like...
all
They were shells.
They were templates.
Exactly. They were shells to use as like and then this one has to be a brash, loud woman. And this one has to be a meek, timid man.
She's the evil one.
Right. Everyone's like, oh, I hate her. Like, literally everyone in the movie was like, oh, Susan Sarandon's terrible.
She's a terrible garbage bitch. And it was like, I mean, at least she's got something going on. I don't know.
I guess. She seemed to maybe be the only one who knew who she was and what she wanted.
We do know that she was an interior designer.
That's true.
That's the only thing we know.
That's true.
So maybe that gave her more insight into her character.
Yeah, Richard Gere, we'd have no idea
Not
what he
a
did.
clue. I mean, I would assume William H Macy had some sort of office job, but anyway, they're having a fight in this unrealistic apartment, and she's changing out of her Spanx, and she puts on these pajamas.
Okay.
And they've got hearts
on
them.
Yes.
And there's this weird, like, this should have been in the discount bin. There's this weird, on the seam, two hearts together, a weird liney thing.
Yeah.
Where it's one weird.
They didn't line up.
They didn't line up, and it's distractingly weird. And so my mom and I spent a lot of time talking about these pajamas because the movie was terrible. So I was like, what's going on with that? Why would you ever, even if, okay, so like maybe you got it at a discount, but like that's not the point they're making in the movie. What costume designer decided that was okay, that you would put this, I'm coming to a point, that you would put this there. The next scene, it's different. The seam is different. It's not as obvious. There's just like a little thing here.
Do you think they fixed it?
What the fuck?
Or do you think
What
they
happened?
had two sets and one of them wasn't shitty?
I don't know. Did she have it on backwards? What was going on? Next scene, it's back.
So it was two sets.
The weird line, it's back.
Or they filmed out of order and it was just, I don't know. Interesting.
It's like from the script supervisor to the costume person. What happened?
Continuity, people.
Continuity. I was distracted by the pajamas because I could not listen to Emma Roberts talk any longer.
No. So anyway, we saved you a watch, hopefully.
Don't watch it.
Do not, honestly.
It wasn't good. But I do like seeing William H. Macy get work.
Sure.
I love him. So more of that.
What happened to Richard Gere? I feel like he was really bad in this.
I don't know if
I can remember a role in any even remotely recent time that I actually enjoyed him in, though.
Chicago?
Sure. Because, like, I'm thinking of...
Nights in Rodanthe?
Oh, bad. Shall We Dance or whatever that J-Lo movie was?
Well, I think the problem is they're miscasting him as... Because to me, Richard Gere is somehow very dangerously sensual, right?
Sure.
Like, there's just something about Richard Gere, right? We go, I don't know what it is, but I want him to be in power.
Yeah.
And to be...
But then he'll also take care of you. That's what works about Pretty Woman, right?
That's what works about Pretty Woman. There's something where it's like, I don't want to see him sad.
No.
It doesn't work.
Mm-mm.
And that was the same thing in Shall We Dance.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just this sort of, like William H. Macy in Shall We Dance. Love it. Would have been great.
It would have been great.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
He would have brought the humor. He would have brought the silliness and like the vulnerability. And okay. There's something about Richard Gere where he's a movie star.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you don't have a desk job. What are you doing?
Right. He needs like the George Clooney roles.
Yes. So I think that is the problem. They keep miscasting him.
Yeah, even him in... You didn't watch Ticket to Paradise, did you?
No.
It's...
Better than this?
Better than this. Not good.
Not a good... Better than Tom
than
Brady's
this.
acting in 80 for Brady.
Yes, definitely. I'm trying to think of what was the other one that I watched.
The one with J-Lo?
Yeah, the one with J-Lo.
Shotgun Wedding?
Yeah. That was also not good. But it was fun in like a streaming movie. It was... Who
was the guy in that?
Oh.
Was it Josh Duhamel?
Yes. Or someone like that.
That doesn't seem right.
It wasn't.
He's not at the level, the J-Lo level. That doesn't seem right. Maybe Timothy Olyphant, but not Josh Duhamel.
I don't know who I would do, honestly. It didn't quite work. Actually, honestly, because did you see Lost City?
No.
No. Clearly, I have a thing. I will see any of those kinds of movies.
Right, I'm like, no. I'm like, Diane in a piece of trash, I'll watch it, but no.
I'm like, oh, it's some dumb action-y rom-com, whatever. I'll give it a shot.
In location.
Yep, I'll give it a shot. Yeah. Channing Tatum.
Also didn't.
Channing Tatum,
that didn't work for me.
It didn't work.
Yeah.
And he would have actually, I think, been
twist,
better in the J-Lo one, in Shotgun Wedding.
That makes more sense.
And actually, maybe Josh, switch them.
Sure.
Duhamel and Sandy.
Maybe. But I thought the twist in that movie, based on the trailer that I watched, was that she would be with Brad Pitt.
No, they in fact did not.
Okay.
He saves her and whatever.
I kind of
but then
get.
she ends up with Channing Tatum at the end, and I'm like, no, Brad Pitt was the best part of this movie. Shockingly.
Wow. Coming from you, that's
it's high praise.
Yeah, high praise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, just make sure that if you're putting together pattern pieces that have
a print,
you're
especially one with hearts. Hearts are important.
Come on.
It's like, is it a metaphor of like a broken heart? Oh, her heart's broken and then it put back together?
When you see it, you're going to be like, what? How the fuck did this get by? This would be in the reject bin.
I did notice something about it, but I didn't really fixate on it.
So anyway,
I'm sorry to say.
Well, I had to do something.
I was looking at the refrigerators.
Ooh, look at that exposed brickwork.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. This furniture seems like it was borrowed from maybe a conference room at like a business locale. It was a lot of leather.
Yeah.
Dark woods with the doot-doots. What
the
are
rivets.
Those? Rivets. And I was like, this isn't their furniture.
No.
Unless their parents gave it to them.
Probably.
Did Susan Sarandon give it to them? Did she interior design their apartment because she's that lady?
Maybe.
Could have been an interesting thing.
Or was it stuff from Diane Keaton?
No.
Okay.
This would never be in her house.
Well, no, it's not shabby chic enough.
Anyway.
Yeah. So there you go.
Oh my.